Well, g'day there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, and whoever you're lucky enough to be doing it too. I'm Bushka on Blitz, back with another dose of love, affection, and generic tanking affinity. Today we're in the T29, and we're going to be talking in general about positional play and thinking your way around the battlefield. Now, a couple of quick bits of housekeeping. This is a Patreon-sponsored post. If you haven't already thought about sponsoring Patreon, there's a huge benefit to being a member of this fantastic community. Secondly, there's a massive contest coming up. I'm going to be doing a worldwide damage competition. Hopefully, we'll have some prizes from Wargaming. It's going to be across tiers 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I just posted something up on the Bushka on Blitz webpage, bushkaonblitz.com, so go and check that out there if you want more information. Now, what am I doing here? This is something I do a lot of in various situations, but it's particularly effective at mines. I'm actually driving across the hill. Now that seems counterintuitive because the T29 has gun depression. I can drive up the hill, but if there is anyone on my flank, on my left, over at the lighthouse, looking for easy shots across at tanks as they move up and down the hill, trying to get shots at the other idiots on the other side who are moving up and down the hill, they can put big damage into my flanks. I can do the same thing here by just going up the hill at a slight angle, almost side scraping off my left hand side. There's a big rock there. I'm just moving towards it and away from it, and that changes my elevation. It allows me to go hull down without actually giving them shots at the weak points of my tank or allowing anyone on my left to shoot across and fill me up that way. You can do this on all kinds of hills. Tanks like the M103, the T110E5, the T29, the T32, the T34 are particularly good at it because they've got great gun depression, but there are any number of tanks who can take advantage of this. I'll often do it in a medium like a T62A, and it is a riotous occasion as heavy tanks on the other side watch you go hull down backwards and forwards across a hill, very hard to hit. Now that's great positional play. This is terrible positional play. It's actually a win for us, but I want to show you, I'm in the fat-bellied sow, the Panther 2. It is not a particularly good circle of death machine, and I've come across one of the biggest and slowest monsters there is, a KV4. I should be getting track to track with the KV4 right now, and I should be squaring up so that, in fact, I'm stopping his traverse as it happens. Instead, I'm having to rely on being a little bit sneaky to actually stop him from getting shots into me. I've also not put any shots into his drive wheels, which is really lazy. And that's bad positional play. I'm going to show you another one. And generally this happens when you've been playing a while and you're getting a little bit lazy. I'm in the T110E5. Now there's an E100 behind me, T110E5 behind me, and that Jagdpanzer E100 over there that I just bounced, okay? Now I know he's there because I just saw him, he just bounced me. I just bounced him rather. I'm gonna move over here and get stuck into the E100. I do a good job of setting the tank up at an angle so that I don't actually take any damage from that shot, and I'm gonna side scrape. But now things have gotten complicated because there's a T110E5 coming up on my left. I've also got to remember that there is a Jagdpanzer E100 behind me. So I'm going to look at the radar eventually. But my issue here is that that guy can use HE to go straight through the back of an American... Oh, he did. He just smacked me for an inordinate amount of hit points because my positional play was flat out lazy. I ignored him. I noticed he popped on the radar too late, and I started moving into a position here where he couldn't hit me, but it was too slow. Those are the kind of mistakes that cost you games. I'm going to show you another one here, and they nearly always happen when you're being lazy. We talk all the time about process orientation, where if you do the right thing all the time, the result will take care of itself. As long as you're doing the right thing, you're going to perform well, and you can't always win because it's a 7-man game. Even when it's a one-on-one, you can't always win doing the right thing, because that's the nature of the chaos that we live in, and definitely the chaos that we game in Blitz. But you're going to see here, I'm in a Panther. Again, I've got a real thing for German tanks with excellent penetration numbers. And we're in a tier 8 game. Now, I've got my meterage turned on, as in the rangefinder is turned on my tank. I can see exactly how far it is. And this is something that a lot of people don't pay any attention to. I use it all the time, in fact. If you've watched any of my videos on the Leopard PTA and the like, or on the Object 140, when I flank like this, I'll use the rangefinder. You can see there, I'm getting a range on where things are likely to be. And I'm saying 260 meters, that's fine. I can move up a little bit further. 250 is generally going to be the range of a heavy tank. It's highly unlikely they're running optics. They might be running vents and such, but with my camo and everything at 250 to 260, I should be fine. But that is not 260 meters. That, in fact, is 233 meters. And I realize after I fire, but that doesn't matter because I now have incoming shells from an IS-3 Defender. And that's just being lazy. That's not doing it right. That's bad processes. Like that Type 62. He's spotted, and yet he's still taking shots in a light tank. Now, the IS-3 Defender, as you all know, that's why I'm moving back. Look, I'm moving back, and I understand now I've got enough distance, enough range. I can sit back here and ping him merrily all day, and I do, and that's all well and good. But these little mistakes quite often poke your head up and make you think and make you play better for the rest of the match, and we did there. We ended up with over 3,000 damage and having a really good game with Rich Like a MP, one of my very good mates from the Grump clan. And what I want to talk about really specifically here, and this is all about positioning and good play and being smart about the way you play the tank, which I love. And it's the way if you're an old bastard like me, for lack of a better word, you can be a little bit sneaky and get a leg up on the kids that fly around really, really quick and just keep smacking you and not missing because they're good. And you're probably not, if you're like me. You're living on your smarts, who you know, what you know, not how you do it. And this is one of the things I love doing. I've looked at the enemy team. There is no derp there. There's an SU-100 and a KV-1S. So there's only 2 tanks really out of 7 that are really derpy, and a lot of other small, high rate of fire guns on the field. The M4 is going the wrong way. Now, in my head, I'm thinking the SU-100 is probably camping. Very, very good chance the KV-1S isn't. But there's no other tanks have moved up, and look who's been spotted there. That's interesting. We've got a heavy, so very unlikely there's much else at the back apart from lights and a TD. I've got lots of people with guns on this area here, and I push straight up, straight away, under a minute in the game, and I'm already firing into the back of the hill from the far flank, and that's it. These guys get absolutely wrecked. We're hull down over here. You can see we've got very, very easy shots. They're in an awful lot of trouble. That VK2801 did a terrible job. He should have been pushing up and actually spotting targets. Instead, he was camping at the back. And you can take advantage of situations like that where people are doing the wrong thing. You can also just take advantage of the matchmaker and look at a game and see that they don't have any medium tanks. And if you see something like that, instead of taking a medium tank like a Leopard PTA, say, I'll show you the next game, we're on Castilla. And instead of taking a Leopard PTA up to the middle when there's no medium tank so I can snipe my life away, I've looked at it and seen nothing there that's going to be fast enough to follow me. You know, the Yag Tiger. I'm just telling him I wish that was true. He said good going, we lose, because Bushka doesn't win 100% or anywhere near 100% of his games. But there's no mediums. So if I want to use one of the fastest tanks in the game, I can. And I'm going to do it really, really aggressively. I'm going to fly down this flank. I've got an eye. I've got an eye on the far left. I want to see how many targets pop before I get here, just to make myself feel good about things. Still no one target. No one. Excellent. You see how close I am to the zone line? That's so that I've got the maximum amount of distance. Unlike that idiotic move by me shooting the IS-3 Defender on the last map, you can see here I am using my rangefinder. And I'm just thinking there I might be spotted. No, it was always going to be on the edge. We're going to move up now and we're going to use the rangefinder again. Now look at that. 50 seconds into a match, we don't fire there. We wait until he's back out of range so that we're actually not going to be spotted by that IS-8, and then we take that shot on the Yag and we kill him. We still have yet to be spotted, and we put 3 shots into the red guys, and we're just edging gently up here looking for targets. because we've looked at the actual map and we've realised where everyone is. Now we've finally spotted there. That was an obvious one, actually. And you can see their heavies are now going up the sniper spot in the middle. It makes you wring your hair out sometimes, doesn't it? That ISA, it's been left all on his lonesome over there, right at the head of the snake. Only problem is that we're all the way around the back and we've got 3 shots down the gun line. And this is what I mean. That's not anything special that we've done there. We've taken care to use our rangefinder to maximise our camo and make sure that we're not going to get belted for the privilege of shooting these guys. But at the same time, the most important thing we've done is read the team lists. And this is the thing that probably annoys me more than anything in the game. When I see these huge gaping holes in the defensive line of the opposition, and I see these massive opportunities, and you can't get your team to take advantage of it, that drives me hog wild. More than anything, I don't mind people that just aren't really good at the game, or they're just learning the game or whatever. That's understandable. But when they won't listen, that's what drives me up the wall. And you can see here, we've had absolutely no incoming fire. We've had no problems whatsoever. There's an IS-8 that's going to turn up in a sec, and we're going to dust him off. But all we did on this map was read the team list. We looked at the team list. We figured there was a very, very good chance there was going to be no one going down that flank. In fact, we were pretty certain that if anyone did come down there, it would be to go up that sniper tower in the middle rather than actually push down that road. And as such, it left it wide open for us. And that was really where things came good for us. I'm going to show you one more game. This is the last game, and I'll stop boring you to tears. I know it's not. I talk too much. My wife will tell you that. But I love this part of the game. I love thinking your way through it, almost like a chess match. This is probably my biggest strength as a tank driver, is making decent decisions off the bat. And I find that's one of the things that really I enjoy about World of Tanks Blitz, is how influential you can be in a light tank or a medium tank when you're in these situations. You can see here, they've got 3 medium tanks. We've got plenty though. So I'm going to situate myself right up here in this bush using light tank camo, light tank view range. I've got optics, I've got double rations on it. And look at this, we are just spotting up deluxe. Now everyone knows that spotting is a good thing. And one of the reasons it's a good thing is because it moves your team towards targets. You can see I've now got people moving up down that left-hand flank because they know where the targets are. There's a TD on our far right, and he's gone hell for leather because he's obviously seen most of the enemy team is out here. So he can afford to be a little bit more aggressive. And we're just using the camo on this thing to wreak havoc. And again, look, we're resetting the camo, even though we've got a lot quicker rate of fire. We're resetting the camo, and then we're going to go back up into this little bush. We're being very gentle about it, making sure the bush is between us and the Kuro Moro Mini. We're going to get a shot on him and spot up some of his mates over there on the left again, and then we're going to reset the camo. Boring stuff. I enjoy it. I don't know about the rest of you, but I love this style of play. It's one of the best parts of Blitz. The cut and thrust, and obviously it's sometimes a lot more bludgeon than cut and thrust, and that's just how the game is. But when you make good decisions and you win from them, it reinforces that play style, and it makes you do it again and again and again. And that's what we talk about with process. When you become really, really oriented around just making good decisions all the time, your win rate goes up, your average damage goes up, your enjoyment goes up, and you become a lot more cerebral about the game, and you start thinking about things. I know when I'm playing my worst, it's when I'm playing angry and aggressive and stupid. There's no problem with being aggressive. Your biggest problem is going to be pointless aggression, where you're just really fed up with a couple of losses on the trot, and instead of being aggressive by taking advantage of a big glaring gap in the defenses, like they've got no mediums, or they've got really slow heavies, or they've got too many TDs, you just drive straight forward, pressing the button, hating yourself. And that's a bad thing. And it's one of the things that really kills the game for you and can ruin a session. And we're just taking our time here. You can see very, very good tank, that VK2801. It's just an amazing tank. One of my very favourite tanks. Look at the gun on it. I mean, the gun is well and truly overpowered. It shouldn't be this good on a tank this good. But I digress, it is. There's the Mora Mini. We're going to take one from him, fair enough. And you're going to see, we're going to use the same. There you go, that's actually a decent effort. We tracked him on the way in. And we're going to do the same move, though, that we did on that KV4, just because we're feeling a little bit jaunty. We probably didn't need to do it. And we're going to stop, jag back, and make him miss, and then put one in there. So I'm Bushka on Blitz Humans. Thank you so much for watching. You're really, really supportive. The amount of positive comments we're getting now, and everything on both the channel and in the patron sponsored areas. I put an edit on the patron site showing what we're doing, and we're doing boot camps, which are community events every week for Asia, NA, and Europe. We're doing patron only chat rooms and voice channels. We've got a huge big Telegram community. It's pretty amazing, actually. There's well over 100 people in it now, and it's all happening. There's also this damage competition. Now, it's going to be the highest damage. It's going to have to be at least 720p in resolution, and it's going to be something that's not on YouTube already and is from the current patch or from the start of the competition onwards. There'll be a lot more filler in the rules and regs, and it should be a barrel of laughs, actually. And it's going to be interesting. I hope I get a lot of submissions. I'm talking to the guys at Wargaming. They're formulating something, and we should have some prizes for tier 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 highest damage at the end of the day. I'm really excited to see what comes out of this. All the videos that win their tier will be featured on the website, on the YouTube website, and I'll be commentating over the top of the video, obviously, so that people can hear that, and that should be a great bit of giggle. Anyone that's an honorable mention or has a video that I think is particularly noteworthy, I'll throw up there as well. So we should have some really good subscriber-based content for once, which you guys have been howling for forever, and I've always been putting off because it takes such a bloody long time. Well, I've taken the time off work, I'm making these videos, and if I'm going to bite the bullet and do it, now is the time to do it. So let's get it on like Donkey Kong and all get ready and start recording those big damage gains, because they're going to be popping anytime in the next week or so. We'll be, I guess we'll be picking off the comp. So put your helmets on, gentlemen, humans, beings, earthlings, aliens, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, etc. I'm Bushka on Blitz. You're freaking fantastic. Look after your families and stay safe on the battlefield.